ChatGPT, please give a crash course on American politics. Sure. American politics can be complex and nuanced, but I'll try to give you a crash course to get you started. Firstly, the United States is a federal presidential constitutional republic, which means that power is divided between a central government and individual states. The head of the government is an elected president, and the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. The federal government is made up of three branches: the executive branch, which is headed by the president and includes departments and agencies such as the Department of State and the Environmental Protection Agency; the legislative branch, which is responsible for making laws and is made up of the Senate and the House of Representatives; and the judicial branch, which is responsible for interpreting laws and includes the Supreme Court and lower federal courts. In terms of political parties, the two major parties in the U.S. are the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Democrats tend to be more liberal and prioritize social welfare programs and civil rights, while Republicans tend to be more conservative and prioritize individual freedoms and limited government. Elections for the presidency and Congress are held every 4 years, with presidential elections taking place in years divisible by 4. In addition to the presidency and Congress, many state and local offices are also up for election on a regular basis. In recent years, some major issues in American politics include healthcare reform, gun control, climate change, immigration policy, and income inequality. These issues can be highly polarizing and contentious, with Democrats and Republicans often having very different approaches and priorities. For example, here are a comparison analysis between previous Trump and Biden administrations, their major differences, current issues, and impact on global politics and economics. The Trump administration, 2017 to 2021. Donald Trump, a Republican, was elected as the 45th President of the United States in 2016. During his presidency, Trump pursued a range of policies that were often controversial, including a focus on immigration restrictions, tax cuts, and deregulation. Trump's foreign policy was characterized by a focus on America first and a more confrontational approach towards traditional U.S. allies such as NATO. Trump's tenure was marked by significant divisions within the U.S., with protests against his policies and actions. Trump's response to the COVID-19 pandemic was criticized by many for being slow and ineffective. The Biden administration, 2021 present. Joe Biden, a Democrat, was elected as the 46th President of the United States in 2020. Biden has pursued a range of policies aimed at reversing some of Trump's policies, including rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement and the World Health Organization. Biden's domestic policy priorities include a focus on COVID-19 relief and economic stimulus, infrastructure investments, and social welfare programs. Biden's foreign policy is more traditional and seeks to strengthen alliances and international cooperation. Biden's administration has faced significant opposition from Republicans, particularly on issues related to COVID-19 relief and immigration. Some of the major issues facing the Biden administration currently include COVID-19. The Biden administration is focused on vaccinating as many Americans as possible and providing economic relief to those affected by the pandemic. Climate change. Biden has made combating climate change a top priority and has set ambitious targets for reducing carbon emissions. Immigration. The Biden administration has sought to reverse many of Trump's immigration policies, but faces significant opposition from Republicans and a challenging situation at the U.S.-Mexico border. Infrastructure. Biden has proposed a major infrastructure plan that would invest trillions of dollars in upgrading U.S. infrastructure, but the plan faces opposition from some Republicans who oppose the high price tag. The impact of these administrations on global politics and economics has been significant. Trump's focus on America first and his confrontational approach towards allies strained relationships with many traditional U.S. partners, and his policies on trade and tariffs led to economic uncertainty and volatility. Biden's administration has sought to repair some of these relationships and reassert U.S. leadership on issues such as climate change and global health. However, some of Biden's policies, such as his proposed tax increases and regulation of industries such as tech, have raised concerns among some business leaders and investors. Overall, the political situation in the U.S. remains fluid, and it will be important to continue monitoring developments in the coming months and years. Overall, American politics is complex and dynamic, and there is always something new happening. However, understanding the basic structure and major players can be a good starting point for following the news and developing a deeper understanding of the issues at hand.